Hey folks, welcome back to Canada's Boxing Channel. Hope everyone's having a good day. I got out to swing a few golf clubs around today. Second time, one stroke better, moving in the right direction. Anyhow, we're here to talk about boxing, not my somewhat pathetic golf game. Having said that, the Masters is starting tomorrow, so that could be interesting. Right, seriously, to boxing. It's rare that I really look forward to a rematch. It's even rarer that I look forward to a rematch of a fight that I didn't like. This would be the exception that proves the rule. The British Boxing Board of Control has announced today, so it's April the 9th when I'm recording this. By the time you see it, it might be the 10th. The British Boxing Board of Control have ordered an immediate rematch between David Adeleye and Jeamie Tshikeva, I think is how he pronounces his last name. But thank you for allowing us all to call you Jeamie TKV, because I butcher enough names on here anyhow. So this rematch is for the British heavyweight title. Now, what the British Boxing Board of Control, the BBBoC, could have done is they could have ordered it to be a no contest, I suppose. But they haven't done that. And I think that's fair. I mean, there were a number of things that could have happened, I suppose. I mean, David Adeleye could have been disqualified for hitting on a break. That would have been very harsh, in my view. It could have been ruled a no contest, which, I mean, I think that might have been a bit harsh. But on the other hand, I wouldn't have really been complaining about it. But to order an immediate rematch is probably the fairest thing to do. Because it's very hard to blame, to be honest, David Adeleye for what really and truly was an example of atrocious refereeing. For those of you who don't know, what happened in their fight between Adeleye and Jeamie Tshikeva this past weekend is, after 5 rounds of mostly boring, mostly hugging, probably better boxing by TKV and frustrating of Adeleye by TKV, the referee, who'd been an absolute pest and an old woman throughout the entire match, tried to get the fighters to break. He said, break, break, said it twice, and then he grabs the arm of TKV, I guess it was the left arm, pulls him away, so TKV is now, okay, right, whatever, and then crack, he gets put down by David Adeleye. The ref was totally at fault. That referee should, in my view, be not allowed to referee a fight of this magnitude until he's undergone an extensive period of retraining. He endangered the fighter, So anyhow, I won't rant about that anymore. I've ranted enough about bad refereeing. But the British Boxing Board of Control have done the right thing. So they've ordered an immediate rematch. Adeleye won by a stoppage, of course, in the 6th round at the Co-op Live Arena on Saturday night after dropping TKV twice, but the first was caused by a left hook after referee Ron Kearney had clearly told them to break twice. I'm reading this now from an article that's written by Declan Taylor in the Ring magazine. TKV's promoter Ben Shalom called for the result to be overturned, and Boxer launched an appeal with the British Boxing Board of Control, who sanctioned the fight on Tuesday. So today is Wednesday. The appeal was lodged on Tuesday, so quick turnaround. And the board met on Wednesday to review the situation, and they have now confirmed that an immediate rematch will take place with purse bids invited. A statement from the board said, following consideration of the vacant British Championship between David Adeleye and Jeamie Tshikeva, they actually have his name in full, which took place on Saturday, 5th of April 2025 in Manchester. The stewards of the board have ordered an immediate rematch. Purse offers will be released shortly, with bids to be received on Wednesday, 14th of May 2025. So then the author of this article goes on to say their decision does, however, mean that the defeats will still stand on TKV's record, leaving him 8-2, while Adeleye, who will be the defending champion for the rematch, is 14-1. That one loss, of course, was to Fabio Wardley. Is it a little harsh on TKV that he has this loss on his record? You know, like I say, declaring it a no contest, put everybody back as though, you know, the fight had never happened. It would have been hard to argue with that, but it's hard to argue with this as well. I mean, if TKV can stand the fact that it's on his record as a loss, that he's got what he wants, he's got the rematch. I just hope, like I say, that there's a competent referee. Like, I'm done with bad reffing. Incompetent refs, refs out of place. Maybe the refs are too bloody old. Like, maybe we should have young, fit, athletic refs. You know, it's like some of these refs, I'm not saying that they're as old as me, but some of these refs are well into their 50s, I'm sure, and they're not in the right spot. They're not as quick. I'm not as quick as I used to be, for God's sake. I know this. It happens. Newsflash, we all slow down. But why can't we have some young, fit, athletic refs? Refs who aren't frightened to jump in between people, who exercise control. I said I wasn't going to vent, right? Yeah, I lied. Okay, so anyways, good news. The rematch is ordered to try and right a wrong. The bad news is it's Adeleye and TKV. So I'm not sort of looking forward to a real, you know, barn burner of a fight. It is what it is, right? Hopefully it will be a better fight than the first one. The first one was looking as though TKV was going to get the upper hand, but hey, you never can tell. These two fighters know each other well. They fought before. Actually, no, they haven't fought before. They've sparred. They know each other well. So I suspect that they know each other's game plans, ways of fighting. Maybe it'll be a better fight. I don't know. Anyhow, what I do know is I really appreciate you watching. Appreciate the likes. Appreciate the comments. Appreciate the subs. And have a fabulous day. I'll see you on the next video. Cheers. Bye-bye.